everybody, my name is Raven and welcome to, well, a very long overdue video. For those who don't know, I had uploaded a stream VOD for this game a few months ago, and I just never followed up on it. It's been on my to-do list forever to continue. And as I was switching from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, I lost that save file, sadly. I lost the save file from that stream, so we will be starting again. We'll consider this a take two to that. I'm not going to be playing the intro because I find that it is inferior to the GameCube version, so if you want to see the intro, go check that out. It's on YouTube, very easy to find, just search Baten Kaitos intro. So first things first, few clarifications. I have played this game before. I've played it a lot. It is probably the game I've played the most. It is the first game I've ever played. But that being said, I also don't know everything about this game. There are a lot of items in this game that you really need to grind to get. Like, I'm talking hundreds of hours into this game. And I can usually beat it around under 50. So, there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. But I do know enough to finish all the major side quests. So we'll be covering that. So I will be doing that. And another thing, this is not a spoiler-free walkthrough. This is not a spoiler-free walkthrough. I cannot bring myself to do that because I just know this. I know this game like the back of my hand. So we are playing the Switch version, which means all the voice lines are in Japanese. So y'all better follow along reading because I will not be reading along with the voice text. So we're just gonna have to make like an informal agreement between us that if you guys read along for the voice text, I will read the non-voice text for you. Alright? That deal? Hit the like button so I know you guys are okay with that deal. And comment what your guys' first video game was. I'd like to know where everyone has their origins. That's what we call foreshadow, because it's called origins. Yes, you may ask my name, Callus. We will be called No, I'm just kidding. Imagine. Oops. So we are playing this on Switch 2. This game is also out on Steam. And, also the original was for the GameCube, so you guys can play that. If you guys want to try the games for yourself, there are multiple platforms to play on. I do have it for the GameCube, I just decided to play the remastered instead. Because it looks better, even though we are missing the English voices. So I will try my darndest to do all the major side quests. The constellations, the family tree, the animals. I know I'm missing like one or two off the top of my head, but those are like the three major ones. So I'll try to quote unquote 100% it. Just not the items. I do have some notes of like stuff that's missable in like a majority of the collectibles. There's just a unique time mechanic in the game, so that's gonna hold us back from a lot of items. We get beautiful white wings. The world gets death and destruction. I consider that a fair trade. I don't know about you guys. Isn't Sephiroth like the white-winged angel? Oh no, he's the one-winged angel, my bad. Alright, here we go. Our protagonist is lying on the bed. I can never get over how good this game looks compared to how it looked on the GameCube, because it still looks beautiful then. It was just we played it on an old CRT television growing up as kids with the component cables. Not even the red one. We just used the yellow and white. Leave a like if you know what component cables are. Dating myself here a little bit.
あんたは俺はどうしてここに私はラリクシ
This guy's got this random male has crazy hair. He's got like pigtails and a top knot, and he's got like the lower jaw of a goat. I'm sorry if that's offensive. That's a good sign for our hero. You know, just getting knocked out in the starting area of the game by feline boulders. I agree, that is very stupid of you, Callus. And they were herbivores too! That's just double embarrassing, man. Larikush. There's a pun in that name somewhere, but I'm not going to take the time to find it. Gee, I wonder what the first thing we're gonna do is. Stay away from the woods. That's where we're going first. You guys are gonna learn really quickly how ridiculous it is that this guy got lost. That's what he said, don't wear it out. Samurai village. Him having amnesia would be a little too on the nose for a JRPG, am I right? Nah, but this game is made by Monolith. They have a little bit more nuance than that. I also want to point out, I've been high on Monolith my entire life because of this game, right? And so the fact that they're like the #1 support studio for Nintendo is, it just makes me happy. I haven't played any of the Zelda games yet. That's a lie. I played Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I own 2, 3, and X, but I haven't gone into them yet. I'm waiting to get my hands on Torna. I have it digitally. I want it physically because it came out physically as one collector. Our winglet. I almost skipped it. Oh, do let me know if you guys want me to skip over the basic combat in this game. It's my favorite combat system ever, but if it gets monotonous, let me know. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of level grinding. Just might have to do a little grinding for missable selects. Mostly constellations. Oh, it's Grandpa. Maybe that's what we saw in the cutscene. Takes place 2 years prior. I don't know, that short dude looks a little too young to be his grandpa, though. Maybe I should have done the English version. We're fine. I will try to keep these videos around half an hour, just to make sure everything's watchable and condensed. But my brain is loading. Hold on. It's reloading. I ran out of ammo. Why are you walking like that? He's so sassy. What was I gonna say? The dungeons and areas in this game are kind of split up into two parts for each area. So I'm thinking maybe each part should be one video. We'll just see how it goes by time. You know what I mean? All right. We now have control. Here is our menu. I prefer the original menus. Callus fights with swords and he defends with a helmet, shields, armor and shields. Here is our healing item list. Here is our total list. Our equipment, excuse me. We can see that our starting equipment we get +1 defense and +20 sleep resistance. Not that any of the upcoming enemies can inflict sleep. If we examine this box, we get a shish kebab small. And shish kebabs are used for healing outside of combat. This one can't be open. So there's a lot of stuff that can be inspected in this world. But 9 times out of 10, they're not going to give you anything. So just keep that in mind. But if you want to know more about the world, it's good. It's good practice. It's kind of like talking with NPCs. You don't really need to talk to the NPCs. But if you wanna immerse yourself in the world of Baten Kaitos, you are more than welcome to. Alright, let's talk to this guy. I completely forgot that this guy actually has a proper cutscene. That's happenstance.
珍しいな。帝国の方じゃ普通に使われてるらしいけど、こんな辺境じゃ飛翔機を見かけることはまずないよ。
Alright, so we know that this village is lesser than compared to the Empire. The backwoods, the boonies, the rural farm town where all the pumpkins live.
けれどそんなに珍しいのかな。ラリクシ先生にも同じこと聞かれたよ。へえ、先生に？先生が飛翔機に
kind of learn a little bit more about Callus's winglet, but it kind of just confirms what we've heard from the Dr. Lerikush.
ところで、それ片方しかないみたいだけど、もう片方は故障して修理でもしてるのかい？いや、こっちだけでいいんだ。
One is enough. He only needs one winglet. Interesting.
俺、左の翼がないん
He
だよ。
doesn't have a left wing, so that means he has a right. So we learned that
じいちゃんがこいつを作ってくれた
Callus only has one wing. Who else has one wing of fetch with a sword? You tell me.
ああ、そっか。それで、いや、悪いこと聞いちまったな。いや、構わないよ。こいつのおかげで、俺は別に何の不自由もなくやってるし。
So I do find it funny that in this game, everyone has wings, right?
そうか。
No one really uses them.
しかし、あんたのじいさんって、
There's only one instance in this game that I can remember off the top of my head where Callus actually uses his wings to fly, besides the intro, of course. And like outside of that, never again.
俺にはよくわからないけど、何でも自分で修理したり作っちまう。魔法。
So it seems like his grandfather was some sort of engineer. You must be the guy that I was going to be like, I want to skip this because I remember what he's talking about, but I can't because of you guys. Frick. You must be the guy found unconscious in the woods. How are you going to make it as an adventurer if you keep fainting during your travels? Hey, are you trying to pick a fight or something? What are you trying to say there, huh? Whoa, hey, calm down. I just wanted to give you some advice so you'll fare better from now on. During your travels, have you ever thought, I wish I hadn't lost that battle, or if only I was stronger? If that's the case, then you might want to learn more about this blue flower beside me. They say this flower records the memory of those travelers who step into its embrace. I've also heard of travelers being transported to a mysterious church and returning stronger than before they ever entered. To tell you the truth, I haven't tried the flower myself, but still, I thought I would tell you about it since you're an adventurer. These mysterious flowers exist all throughout the world. It would be wise to make good use of them. I see, I'll check it out later. So yes, this is our save mechanic. Oh, by the way, in addition to blue flowers, there's also red flowers. Red ones will let you save your journey's progress. If you're ever unsure, take a look at the help in the system section. How do you know I have a system section of a camp menu? So yes, these flowers are our save mechanic. You can save here. We can ignore these purchases. And we can also use the blue flower to visit the church. And in the church you can do two things. And they are both talking to old dudes. We'll talk to old dude number one. Hello! Another adventurer. Do you stand before me in search of greater power? Whoa, whoa, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Where am I anyway? Those who seek spiritual growth visit this church to pray. Have you ever earned enough? If you have earned enough experience through your travels, your prayers will be answered. This may be confusing at first. I will try to answer any questions you may have. What would you like to know? I mean, I can explain this to you guys by myself. So basically, there is no auto leveling in this game. You accumulate experience points, and when you have enough, you enter Blue Flower, come to the church, and you talk to this guy. And by talking to this guy, you can gain levels. So by praying, so we pray. There is our level up menu, and when you get certain items, you can also class up. Classing up makes it so you're even stronger in battle, outside of the stats, if that makes any sense. So if we look at our deck, our max is 20. So by classing up, we will be able to hold more cards and attack with more cards. And then I can't remember if we can talk to this guy yet or not. We'll come down here just to confirm. And there's also a special leveling up mechanic in this game that I will talk about later when it comes up. What to do, what to do. That's all he has to say. Alright. Oh, also, for the sake of time, in the HD remastered version, we have custom rules. You have no encounters, which means you can't have any random encounters with enemies. You have instant KO, which means you automatically one-shot any enemy you run into. You can increase the game speed, the battle speed. You can simplify the battle results, which I will explain later. And auto battle. Auto battle isn't great in this game. It's only really useful if you combine auto battle with instant KO, which is good just for grinding. But I will be turning up the game speed to 200% just for the sake of time, because it is a very slow game. Once you get used to playing on game speed, it feels slow. So here's our first area. You can tell which characters are important by their design. Can you point them out? No, I'm not doing the explorer. I'm doing that. Ah, look at the little blue thing. It's so cute. Wait, that's Mimai? Yes, it is. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone in between. The person that saved Callus's life in the woods is that blue-green puffball right there with the dorsal fin. Fun fact, as a kid, this is the first time I ever read the word drunks. So I thought that that was what the animal Mimai was called. Yeah, instead of him talking about like drunk dudes around the village. They're called greythorns, by the way. The animal that Mimai is. They're called greythorns. So happy. So there are a few things we can do with this village before progressing through. First, we're going to go over to this house. This is the mayor's house. Hello, Mr. Mayor. Oh, you're finally awake. Yes, sir. I guess I've caused you some trouble. I let my guard down and then, well, sorry about all this. Don't worry about it. What's already happened, Don't worry about what's already happened, young fellow. Feel free to stay in this village to heal your wounds for as long as you need. However, I must strongly insist that you never go near Moongao Forest again. I heard rumors of meddlers from Perkins snooping around the forest without permission. Neither you nor those blockheads understand that Moongao Forest must not be disturbed. An ancient, hideous monster slumbers deep within that forest. These days, even the forest animals seem uneasy. Now is not the time to meddle in places you don't belong. Spooky. And if I remember correctly, we found Fireburst level 1. We have a new attack. Let's. What? I can't equip it to counts. Gee, I wonder what it's for then. And then we can go into this house. And there is a dark flare level 1. And then we can talk to this old lady, which initiates a cutscene.
おや、こんにちは。さするに、あんたが行き倒れて先生のとこに担ぎ込まれたっていう兄さんだね。一人旅もいいが、あんまり無茶するんじゃないよ。故郷にあんたの帰りを首を長くして待ってる親兄弟がいるんだろ。あんたのことを大事に思ってくれてるような人たちにいらぬ心配かけるような真似だけはしちゃいけないよ。
いや、故郷にはもう誰もいない。俺は一人ぼっちなんだ。
そうかい、そいつは寂しいね。しかしそれじゃなおさら無茶はいけないよ兄さん。きっと世界のどこかにはあんたのことを待ってる人がいるからさ。
Someone who is waiting for you.
俺のことを待ってる人？
ああ、そうさ。あんたのことを必要としてる誰か。いずれあんたが必要とするようになる誰か。そんな誰かが世界のどこかで今もあんたと同じように普通に暮らしてる。お互いまだそうとは知らずに。世の中ってのはそうやって回っているんだ。まあ、いずれわかるさ。
She's clocking his ass in 4K. Excuse my
ところ
language.
で兄さん、こいつを持っていきなよ。私の特製のお団子だ。遠慮はいらないよ。
And yes, there was a reason for listening to that old lady ramble about nothing. We get a shish kebab. Medium. But it just means it heals more. Oh, fun fact. The kebabs heal based on percentage, not on, like, at a flat rate. So if we go to Magnus, so you can see that the small ones heal for 20% of your max health, the big ones heal for 40% of your max health. Also something you should keep in mind. So that means that all the kebabs will always have the same amount of usefulness as we go through the game. And then here is our last stop, the shop. So if you want to heal, if you get your butt kicked in a dungeon and you want to heal and like, oh no, you're out of shish kebabs, go to Rest Your Wings. It is a full heal and cleanse. I can't remember if it also revives knocked out party members, but I'm pretty sure it does. We can see what they have in the shop. Ooh, audio glitch. Sorry. Wheat crackers are our Phoenix Downs of the games. We have some swords for Callus. We have a defensive item he can't use. You can tell he can't use it by if you look at the top right of the item. Window. That's what it's called. And if you toggle details, you get a little blurb about what it is. You guys are Christian, we're not in battle. Blah, 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 blah. And we can also sell to make money because we do not have a lot, but it is not worth selling random magnets. Unless you have a surplus and unless your inventory is full, which I would be surprised because you can hold up to a lot. I think I've only maxed it out once. Where am I going? We have one more thing to do. Can you point on the screen where a main character looking type is? Mimai? Most likely yes. But believe it or not, we're actually talking about this chick.
あなた旅の人？近くの森にあるという古い遺跡を見に来たの。あなたは？俺は。
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm recording this late at night. Hey, who are these guys? I'm trying to talk up this chick. Why are you meddling?
私もう行かなきゃ。
Ah, I didn't ruin the fun. No, I'm kidding. That's very toxic. Very toxic.
じゃあね、僕、ミーマイ。
チェ、僕じゃないや。セドルってんだい。だけど物好きだよな。わざわざあんなもん見に行くなんてさ。
Ah, it seems like these are the other meddlers that are interested in the woods.
村の人は誰も近づきゃしないぜ。あの森には。呪われてるって言ってさ。どっかの兄ちゃんみたいに森の
I
獣
hope
に
they
やら
don't
れて
get jumped by wild animals
ぶっ
out
倒れ
there
たりしなければいいけど
like
ね。
someone else did. And then he just gives Callus the major side eye.
チェ、言ってくれるよ。月魂の森の遺跡か。俺たちも後で行ってみるか。
So I said I wanted to keep these videos short, but considering it's the first episode and all we've really done is tutorial story stuff, we're gonna keep going.
よし。
Alrighty, let's go have a look at. Oh, wait, let me see. So, fun fact.
大昔の遺跡ってのを見てみ
You
ようぜ。
can go to Moongao Forest right out, like as soon as you leave. Now, as soon as you finish the conversation with the guy about the flowers, because it is mandatory, you can go straight to Moongao Forest. But you cannot progress past the first screen without talking to Shella. So you have to talk to the pink hair, the pink dressed girl to progress. So let's check out Moongao Forest. And yes, I did just spoil her name. I told you they were gonna. This is not a spoiler-free walkthrough. I'm pointing to my streaming face cam as if you guys can see me. Force the habits, man. Force the habits. Alright, our first battle. So, here is how a battle works. This is our attack hand. We have green bananas and 2 short swords. You can see how much damage they do. Short swords have an attack power of 4. Green bananas have an attack power of 6. And you see the numbers on the corner. I don't know if I want to... You know, I said this spoiler free. As you progress through the game, the cards you collect have more numbers on the corners, and you can select the numbers using the right stick or control stick, depending on the controller you're using. Control stick if you're using the GameCube controller, right stick if you're using any other controller, by tilting it to the top, to the corners. And yeah, I really should have scripted this out. The numbers actually mean something. So if we do a 3 and a 3, we can see on this damage total screen that because we had 2 cards with the same number, we get a 10% bonus. So an attack that would have done 16 damage does 18 damage. And so your bonuses are pairs and straights, kind of like in poker. So if you have 3, like if all the cards you have use the same number, like here, 3 and 3, 2 cards of the same number, you get a bonus. If you did a 1 and a 2, that's a 2 card straight, you get another bonus. And the bonus, and then the prize bonus, the percentages differ on your combination. So you can do 2 cards of 3, you can do a 3-3 and a 4-4. That's 2 cards, that's 2 pairs of 2 cards. So you get a bigger bonus. But what you can't do a 1, 2, 3 as a straight and then do a 4 and a 4, so like the 3 card straight and then a pair. That doesn't work. You can either do pairs or you can do straights. And as we progress through the story, as we class up, we can use more cards to attack. So right now at the start, we can only use 2. By the end of the game, we can get up to 9 cards if you do all the side quests. So you can do 3 cards with the number 2, and 2 cards with the number 4, and then 5 cards with the number whatever, right? I don't know if the math worked out on that, but you get my meaning. So it would be 2 pair. So you get bonuses as long as it's multiples of the same numbers, like a 2-2, 3-3-3, 4-4, and then 5-5. even though one number is 3 times, you will still get a bonus connected. It'll all be a bonus. If that makes, let me know if that makes sense. You guys can figure it out for yourselves. And now for the defensive turn, we use items to defend as well. So because the item we used had a 12 defense and their attack only at 4, we took no damage. So fun fact, damage and defense is all totaled at the end of the turn, which is why we get that and that little card showing you how much like the damage values. So say you're up against a weak enemy that attacked you 3 times, and each attack deals 2 damage, right? 3 attacks for 2 damage, total is 6. And we only defended 1 card, right? And that card had a defense of 20. We would, even though we only blocked 1 attack during the defense phase, we would still take 0 damage. So also something to keep in mind. Because there will be enemies that attack you a lot, but don't do as much damage as you think they will because they did 6 attacks, right? And we got a round shield for our efforts. Sometimes at the end of battles, you get drops, and you can only choose 1 item. Which is fine because they usually only drop 1 item, but in cases of multiple, you can still only pick 1. So the round shield has a defense of 10. We look down here like, oh, the buckler only has a defense of 8. That's an upgrade. You can switch it out. And here are our chests. They're green and sparkly, hard to miss. You walk up to them, press A, and you get a card that's inside. We got a voice 1. So you can use it. You can only use it as the second card in a combo. You can tell because it says a 2+ combo above on the details. And if you use it in a combo, you get an automatic plus 5% damage boost. Kind of like the bonuses that you get from doing combos. But since it's only 5% and we're dealing very minimal damage, it's not really worth sacrificing a defensive card or an attack card in our deck. So we'll hold on to that for now. Finally! Cameras! Cameras are important. Keep in mind, as you play through the game, you want at least 1 camera in every party member's deck, because this is how you make money, by using the camera. This is where the luck of the draw comes in. We didn't get any defensive cards there, so we couldn't defend. You can burn cards, but I don't really feel like doing that. This is how you heal. You use the bumpers to switch targets. If you left the left bumper to switch between the enemies if there are more than 1, and the right bumper to switch between friendlies if there are more than 1. So if we want to heal Callus, we have this bamboo shoot, restores 45 HP. We're only missing 12. I don't know, I didn't really take a good look at how much health we were missing. Don't ask me to do math. And that is how you heal in battle. We can do a 3 and a 3. Right now, this would be our strongest combo because Ice Dagger does a lot more damage than a short sword. So look at that, 36. That is our highest possible attack we can possibly do right now. Possible. I repeat myself sometimes. So, if you come to Moongao Forest before talking to the pink-dressed lady, this giant tree trunk right here will impede your progress, kind of like how this one is keeping us from that treasure chest. This guy's sniffing my butt. Inappropriate! Oh, there's 2 of them. These guys are strong. 2, 3. We couldn't kill it. But we did 20 damage instead of 18. And look, you can see he's weak, he's hanging his head. Sadly, we cannot defend. Here, I'll show you. If you just select a card that's grayed out, you'll burn it. It does not count as a defense. So we still took the full amount of damage there. Ooh, do we go for the instant kill? Or do we see if we can finish off the strong one? We're gonna risk it. It didn't pay off. Oh no, it did. It one-shot it. Because it is weak to water. Here's where elements come into. Certain enemies have certain strengths and weaknesses. These cat-looking panther things are weak to water. So the water attack that would have done 15 gets upgraded to 19, which allows us to kill it in one shot. But since they're weak to water, you guessed correctly, they deal fire damage. And so even though we defended perfectly, we defended both, the defensive items we used are neutral in their elements. Sorry, my brain is loading. So we blocked all the base damage, but we had no way of blocking the fire damage. We would need a water or ice for that to block. And the straights can go in descending or ascending or descending order. 1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. But you can't do 3, 2, 1 and then go 2, 3. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. You can't do that. You would have to add another 1 into there. So 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and then you'd get 2 cards, 3 pairs. For the you would have to do that to get your bonus. So if we look down here, we have a treasure chest. Scooted by that bat-looking thing, we got another bamboo shoot. And if we come up here, we actually want to fight as many of these bat-looking things as possible because they have a drop that we need. So hopefully we can get it fairly quickly. There's that water armor, I can tell you, that I was telling you about. It's very clear which items are which element. Blue is water, red is fire, so on and so forth. You'll figure it out as we go. I don't need to explain that to you. You're not stupid. Unless you are stupid, and so am I, and we're both screwed. I've always been a fan of Callus's dual wielding. Even though he doesn't use that dagger, we got a leather hat. It cannot be used with Callus. So the short sword deals 4 attack. This deals 8. So we're gonna put that in. Okay, I skirted by without fighting you, but I'm gonna fight you. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to edit out these random encounters, because I could do it. I don't mind. I mean, I do mind because it's a lot of work and I don't know how to edit. But let me know. I could just cut them straight out. But I love combat in this game. I really do. It is my favorite combat system. And part of me is kind of sad that it hasn't been brought back. This is the only game I've ever seen this combat system in. And even the sequel is something different. I'm not saying the sequel system is bad, it's just different. And that is the item we wanted, the Constellation Vela. The Constellation side quest is now begun. You hear that? What was that? It's like a turtle elephant something or other. And it only has 1 horn. Here we go. So here is Shella, our mage party member. She attacks using elemental magic. And there's a lot to explain about elemental magic, but we do not have to do that right now because I see a really good straight here. That's right. There's finishing moves in this game. Finishing moves are extremely powerful, and they have their own cool voice lines and animation. That was Shella's tier 1 finishing move called Dance of Light? Yeah, Dance of Light. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. I don't know why I forgot. And Callus gets his wimpy sword attack. We don't need it. So, the Saber Dragon. Built info on the Saber Dragon. He attacks using fire, obviously. He has a 50%. He has an 80% resistance to fire. He has an 80%. He's weakness to water. He has 230 health, and he drops some cool stuff that we'll get to later. So using this water attack in a straight is going to do a lot of damage for him. Oh, that 47. Crazy. And we get another strike here in the picture. If you guys are going to 100% the game, you need a photo of every boss encounter, because you will not get another opportunity to take a picture of them again. So also, and if you are playing the original, there is a mechanic. There is a mechanic related to taking photos during battle. It's the only place you can take out. If you use a lot of light magic, it makes the environment really bright. So when you end up taking a photo, the photo comes out overexposed and it's worth less money. And the same is for if you use a lot of dark magic or dark elemental attacks. It makes the photo will come out really dark and also worth less money. So if you are playing on the GameCube, it is best to take a photo as soon as you can if you are using dark and light elemental attacks. But in the remaster, that mechanic has been removed, so you have nothing. It's come out looking better than I do. Pretty good looking. At least my mom says so. Alright, he's already weak. I'm gonna be honest, Shell's been kicking this dude's ass. And you can tell he's weak because now he gets Crimson Hail. So we blocked everything. We over defended actually. I probably have to use the short term. That's nice. We cleared up one. Oh, that would have been, if we used light and dark magic, it would have been a good opportunity to show you how opposing stuff works. So basically, elements cancel each other out. So if you're using Shella, her attack is mostly elemental, and a very small percentage of it is neutral. So the amount of attack that is light elemental and the amount of attack is dark elemental will cancel each other out. So if you deal 15 light damage and 10 dark damage, you will only deal 5 light damage. If that makes sense. And the Saber Dragon is dead. I hate to say it, but that was easier than I remember it being. We really kicked his ass with Shella. So we got the Saber Dragon photo, Blue Storm, a wind-based finishing move mastered by Kaitos. Release a whirlwind from the tip of his sword, engulfing and slicing the enemy apart. We got Fire Burst level 1 for Shella, and another constellation, Draco.
Heh, こいつの牙は高く売れるんだ。
クラム、レイオン。
へえ、いいマグナスを持ってやがる。こいつは使えるぜ。
Is he looting their bodies? I thought this guy was supposed to be a hero. What's going on?
ちょっと亡くなった人から物を盗むっていうの？その人たちは私の仲間なのよ。
Look at the waterfall in the background. But you guys didn't notice that.
固いこと言うなって。どうせ死んじまった連中には
もう
何も必要ないんだ。他の者が生きていくためにそいつの持ち物をもらったって文句は言わないさ。それに何も身ぐるみはごってわけじゃない。必要なものだけもらえりゃそれで十分だ。
I like to think that Kaitos took the blue storm Magnus off of him and then gave Shella a fire burst off of him. See, he gives him something.
これはグラムとレイオーンの
Grimm's pendant.
形見として家族に渡してあげろって、そういうこと？あなた案外。
Ah, my ears. What is going on?
言うな。
I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Also, if you look closely, the main character's eye colors match their hair color. Cool little detail.
なんですって？
Chalice has blue hair, he has blue eyes. Shella has yellow hair, she has yellow eyes.
冗談じゃない。
We haven't learned her
亡くなった仲間
name
から
yet.
盗んだものなんか
Why
いら
don't
ない
we know
わ。
her name? I said it was spoiler free. Don't get mad at me.
ねえ、ちょっとあなたね。あ、ちょっと待ってよ。助けてくれてあり
She
がとう。
changed her tune real fast there.
私はシェラ。改めてお礼を言うわ。
別にあんたを助けたわけじゃないさ、シェラ。剣竜が美味しい獲物だったってだけだ。
ねえ、あなた、
Then why
幻の
didn't
国
you
ミ
harvest
ラの
the
人でしょ？
fangs, Callus? Fun fact, Mira is also the name of the planet in Xenoblade Chronicles X, I believe. No, it has no relation to this game, even though they are made by the same developer.
精霊の守護を受けているもの、すぐ分かったわ。確かミラの国の人にしか精霊をこの地に呼び込むことはできないとかいうことだったし。
よく知ってるみたいだな、精霊について。
古の時代、この世界とは異なる次元とこの世界との境界にて、それぞれ違う世界に住む2つの命の精神が出会い結ばれることがあった。
So this is a little bit of backstory slash clarification of the role we play in regards to the characters. Because we don't play as Callus, we play as somebody watching Callus, guiding Callus.
その異世界の精神は精霊と呼ばれた。だが精霊の声を聞く者はごく稀であり、運よく精霊が降りた者は大いなる知恵と力を授かったという。でも驚いた。今まで本当に古い言い伝え、ただの伝説だと思っていたもの。
You'll see why it's very ironic that Shella thought he was talking about legends and old wives' tales.
まあ、傍から見たら精霊なんているのかいないのかわからないし、ただの言い伝え、伝説のお化けかなんかみたいに思われても仕方ないんじゃないかなあ。
That's right, Captain. I'm right here.
今の精霊の声？頭の中で誰かの声がかすかにこだましたみたい。
お前、精霊の声が聞こえたのか？
ほんのかすかにだけど。それがあなたの名前ね。私はシェラ。どうかよろしくね。
Nice to meet you too. Yes, you can choose to be a jerk to them.
不思議な感じ。
Well, it doesn't really affect anything. You just get like a one-off response. They won't treat you any different.
お前村で目覚めてからなんか変だぞ。そういや、ラリクシ先生が言ってたっけ？頭ぶつけたから記憶がどうこうとか。まさかお前、あの村で目を覚ます前のことを。
I mean, how would you hitting your head affect us? You know what I mean?
本当か？まあ、それなら別にいいんだけどさ。だけど
I remember everything. You guys don't remember it. I remember it. Oh, there's still... Yep, you're still in the woods. There are a lot of
その
monsters
話はまた
about.
後だ。
Maybe there's another saber
こん
dragon.
なとこでのんびり立ち話してるわけにもいかないしな。どうせそのうち思い出すだろう。
ねえカラス、私この奥にあるという古い遺跡へ行かなきゃいけないの。あなたたちは？
ああ、俺たちもそうだ。どうする？一緒に行くか。
ええ、お願い。でもその前にちょっとだけ待ってて。務めがあります。先を急がねばなりません。グラム、レイオン、これまで本当にありがとう。光なき地に光を、
She's Catholic.
救いなき者に救いを。一人夜の底を行く我らを、海よ、いざないたまえ。
I will say, it does sound better in Japanese than it does in English. It sounds incomplete when they say it, when you hear them say it in English.
お前、一体。
さあ急ぎましょうカラス。
Shella has joined the party! Yay, we got our first party member! But we have gone a lot longer than I was planning to. I wanted to keep the episode short, and we're almost at an hour. But we can take a look at Shella's deck really quickly. She fights with elements and vests and coats, it looks like. Oh, and a hat. She has a hat too. Oh, and that has an 8 defense, this has a 12 defense. And so basically you don't want to use fire and water are opposites. You don't want to have an attack with both of them in the same attack line, and the same can be said for light and dark. And here is Shella's first finishing move. A light-based arcane spell mastered by Shella invokes a shower of purifying light from the heavens and rains it down on the enemy. Oh, before I forget, we should put calluses in here as well. And all their voice lines are predicated by like their voice lines. They all have like a signature voice line. So Callus is sword style, and then Shella yells magic, and then says the name of the attack. So in the English version, it's Callus is sword style, blue storm, and he says like a surfer dude, and then Shella says magic, dance of light. And you get what that means. But yeah, we're gonna end things here because we have gone very long. My name has been Raven. This has been our adventure. And hopefully I will not forget to continue it again. Because I love this game so much and I just want an excuse to keep on playing it because it's so dumb. Goodbye.